What's going on, NBA fans? It's your boy Ja Hoops, and the Boston Celtics are officially one game away from being NBA champions. Last night the Boston Celtics played a great game. They won the game 106-99, and it was just a great game back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Both teams were going on runs. The Boston Celtics found themselves up 20 in the third quarter, but Luka and the Mavs went on a 20-2 run to make the game interesting. And the game, was close from then on, and it was just back and forth. It was a great game the whole way. It got real interesting towards the end. But Jaylen Brown had an amazing performance last night to lead the Boston Celtics to a Game 3 victory. He had 30 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. And that's what you want to see from your best player, you know what I'm saying, or one of your best players. You could argue who's the best player out of him or Jason Tatum. A lot of people have been saying Jaylen Brown has been the better player in this playoffs, and I would agree. His defensive presence on Kyrie has been amazing, especially in Game 1 and Game 2. He's just been real physical, getting to the rim. Jaylen Brown has been pretty efficient. Didn't shoot too well from the 3, 2 for 9 from the 3. We know he's not the best three-point shooter in the world, but he can knock it down. And Jason Tatum actually showed up too. Jason Tatum has been getting a lot of discredit for not scoring as much in the finals, but he has a very deep team. You know what I'm saying? I think Jason Tatum is at the part of his career where he'll do whatever it takes to win, and I respect that. As an NBA fan, I respect that. Seeing Jason Tatum having like 16 points in Game 2, a couple assists, you know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? He wants to be a champion. I've seen the hunger in the Celtics team all year long. They just been, just trying to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people will probably say that they ain't see a lot of people get into the finals. They ain't have a lot of competition going into the finals because they faced a lot of teams with injuries, but they still did it. You know what I'm saying? They still, won all the, they won all the games they were supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And they're finding themselves in the finals up 3-0 against Luka and Kyrie. I mean, you got to give them praise for that. You know what I'm saying? They've been playing amazing defense. Drew Holiday didn't have a big Game 3, but he's been amazing on defense and just making winning plays, just like Derek White. Just two perfect utility guards that can defend, rebound, pass the ball, facilitate when need be. Like, I think Boston got the perfect roster. They set up for success. And they showed that last night, even without Porzingis. Porzingis was out for Game 3 with a leg injury. And it's a lot of doubt for him even come back in the finals. But, Kristaps Porzingis had a great Game 1 of the finals. Decent Game 2, but he got injured in Game 2. So, yeah, man, hopefully it's a speedy recovery for Porzingis. The Boston Celtics shot a lot of threes last night. They shot 46 threes, hit 17 of them. They hit more threes than the Dallas Mavericks. So that was a plus. History is telling us that the Dallas Mavericks is over. Nobody has ever came back 3-0 in any series round 1, round 2, round 3. No team has ever came back from 3-0. Kyrie Irving did come back from a 3-1 with LeBron James in 2016 to capture, their first championship together. But I don't know. I think for the Mavericks, it's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle for them to even push this to Game 6. Maybe they might steal Game 5 some way, somehow. But the way it's looking, I don't know what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? After Game 1 and Game 2, I'm like, okay, maybe the Dallas Mavericks can use home court. And maybe if Kyrie have a better game, maybe they could take the dub. But they had home court advantage in Game 3. Kyrie had a masterclass performance. 36 points, shot 46% from the field, shot 66% from the 3. Like, we seen vintage Kyrie last night. Kyrie was in his bag, pretty efficient last night. Didn't look too bothered on the court. He was out there early before the game started, getting up extra shots. And it was crazy to see Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown gave him praise, but he also said that he was like, man, that was a vintage Kyrie performance, but it just wasn't enough.
Oh, how were you able to keep Kyrie from getting hot and beating you?
Man, Kyrie was great tonight. That was a vintage Kyrie performance. It just wasn't enough.
So Jaylen Brown know what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Being the villain, saying Kyrie's vintage performance wasn't enough. And Luka, Luka had 27 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Shot pretty well from the field. He just fouled out the game. You know what I'm saying? Luka got in foul trouble late in the game. I think he got like 3 foul calls called on him in just the fourth quarter. Luka was visibly upset. I would be too. It's the NBA Finals. And he was asked about it after the game. You know what I'm saying? They asked him a little bit about how he felt about the calls. And he didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? He says the NBA Finals. and we gotta do better.
I don't want to say nothing, but you know, 6 foul in the NBA Finals, where I'm like this. Come on, man. Better than that.
You could tell Luka was just being careful with his words. Didn't want to get fined or nothing like that. Didn't want to get looked at a certain way. And Luka's been trying to work on how he talked to refs lately. I could tell, because this playoffs he's been doing pretty well. Not arguing with officials. But in this game, Luka was showing his frustrations, man. He was talking to the refs a lot, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes wasn't even getting back on defense because he was talking to the refs. I think Luka needs to try to calm himself down. It is the NBA Finals, and the Mavericks don't get calls like other teams, you know what I'm saying? If you just watch the game, it's a lot of times Kyrie, Luka, it looks like they get fouled on their 3-point attempts, layup attempts, and they just don't get the call like other superstars. But that's okay. It happens. It's NBA. The refs can't be perfect, and you just gotta suck it up and move on, you know. And I don't know. I just think Dallas, like I said, Dallas hasn't even touched 100 points in this finals yet. And I think that's all due to the Boston Celtics defense. They've been doing a very good job of just kind of making Kyrie and Luka go one-on-one and just limiting everybody else. But to put the cherry on top, the Mavericks don't really got role players to score. I thought, you know, if Luka had more help offensively, that they'll win. Like I said, Kyrie put on the Master Show performance. PJ Washington scored 13 points, shot 50% from the 3. Derek Lively even had 11 points, 13 rebounds, shot 83% from the field. So I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, outside of Tim Hardaway, I don't know what else they could do. Because Tim Hardaway hasn't been a help at all. He hasn't really been effective this playoffs at all. If you ask me, he hasn't been effective at all. He shot 0 for 5 in this game, and he shot 0 for 3 from the 3. I would say Tim Hardaway's help could be, you know, used in this playoffs and in the finals. I don't know if it's his injury limiting him from playing a lot. I don't know. He only played like 20 minutes, but I think that's the most I've seen him play all playoffs. You could tell with when Luka got fouled out, they tried to use Tim Hardaway for an extra spark at the end. They was close. You know what I'm saying? When Luka Doncic got fouled out, the game was still very, very close. And it almost looked like Kyrie was finna recreate that 2016 shot. You know what I'm saying? Kyrie shot a crazy fadeaway 3, tried to cut it down to 1, but he missed it, unfortunately. And the Mavericks ended up losing the game. And yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, this is Kyrie Irving's 13th straight loss against Boston. Since he stepped on lucky, man, he has not been able to beat the Boston Celtics. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the bad luck. I don't know if it's the fans. I don't know what it is, but Kyrie just hasn't been able to defeat Boston. And I'm not going to lie, it's looking scary. Going into Game 4, if you're a Mavericks fan, I would be scared. I am personally a Luka Doncic fan. I want to see Luka win his first chip, but it's just not looking feasible. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I still have hope. And like Luka said after the game, it isn't over until it's over. So until that Game 4 buzzer, buzzes and the Mavericks lost, like, it isn't over. You know what I'm saying? If anybody can make a miracle happen, it is Kyrie and Luka. We know how good they is down the stretch. We know how good them two is by themselves. But like I said, they need more help from the role players. Like, we're going to need like a 15-piece from Derrick Jones Jr., a 15-piece from PJ Washington. Lively and Gafford going to have to score a bit. But I don't know. I just don't think Luka and Kyrie has enough firepower around them to beat this team. I think this team is just too well rounded. You know what I'm saying? I will say that, Porzingis not being in the game, it allowed Kyrie and Luka to get in the paint, be a little more confident and just be a little more free to drive in, get some kickouts. But yeah, man, I thought without Kristaps Porzingis, that would be a help to Dallas too. I would say they probably played their best basketball in the finals this game. It just Luka fouled out at the wrong time, and like I said, the C's is just two all around. You know what I'm saying? They got shooters, they got utility players. Everybody know their role in Boston. And another thing is Boston has a lot more ball movement than the Mavericks. I wish the Dallas Mavericks would push the ball a little more, but we all know how Luka is. Luka, is pretty slow, play at his own pace, but it's effective. So, yeah, man, I don't know what adjustments the Dallas Mavericks can even do going into Game 4. I'm going to be 100 with you. I just think they need a miracle. We can probably need like a 40-piece from Luka, probably a 40-piece from Kyrie for them to capture a dub. But you guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about the finals so far. I want Dallas to do the impossible, but like I said, history is telling us that, the Celtics has their first Jason Tatum has his first championship. Nobody has ever came back from 0-3 into the finals. So that's going to be very hard to do against this team with so much defense. so much, so much versatility. I just don't see the Boston Celtics selling this. We know how hungry they is after losing that 2022 finals. I did see Joel Embiid do a tweet out saying that the Bucks give the Celtics the championship because they did trade Jrue Holiday to the Celtics. I don't know how they let Jrue Holiday get to the Celtics. Jason Tatum even said the same thing. He don't know how they allowed them to get Jrue, but Jrue Holiday has been amazing on defense and just all around for the Celtics, and I think he's going to help them capture this chip, man. I ain't going to lie. So, like I said, man, you guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this finals. What you think is going to happen in Game 4. You guys, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button if you enjoyed today's video. And let me know down below in the comments what you want to see going forward. You know what I'm saying? I really want to start dropping videos you guys want. The finals is finna be over, and I just want to know what you guys want to see. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. You dig?